One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
What's going on, you silly space simps? Shit, I forgot my hat. Yeah. Welcome to this NASA slash SpaceX slash Kevin live stream. It is not the usual 4K we're used to because NASA is hosting this one and your government dollars will only buy you 720, but at 60 frames per second. Yeah. Let's go ahead and muster up. Where you from? What you munching on? I got something special for you guys today. I got a banana. Yeah, I'm eating a banana. I'm a little lethargic today. I'm also drinking boring water. And the reason I'm lethargic is because, you know, you're supposed to cycle your pre-workout creatine or whatever. So I have no energy drinks this month, and this week has been a huge struggle fest. So we're gonna get through it. Hopefully this banana brings me back around, I guess. And I apologize for the lighting, but at the same time, I don't apologize because I have my blinds open, my curtains open, and I'm enjoying the sunshine. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio. Of course, this is Kevin. Let's see where you're from. Keith, Mabe, Ian. Ian, they named a pretty disastrous hurricane after you. Are you proud of yourself? They're in the locals chat, blowing up the locals chat. I appreciate you guys keeping tabs on the countdown for us. What's going on, Mokes? Good to see you. UK, we got the UK.
You sound like you're from London.
I've been told that bad girls eat their bananas this way. Good girls eat it this way. It's less perverted, but I prefer this way. I'll try not to chew into the microphone. I almost decided to stream with a condom over my microphone because apparently that's what you do these days. If you don't know that backstory, just look it up. All right, scrolling up. Micah Messer. Kevin, I know you love shoots, but let's pray we don't see any from Dragon. Yeah, well, I mean, if they have to abort mid-flight, then we'll pray that we do see them, but shoots always put on a good show, bro. Hellfire, thanks for modding, bro. Appreciate you. Let's see. Scrolling down, let's see where everyone's from today. We'll get to the mission here in a second. If you don't know why you're here, I'll explain it. Fred, IMG, Rick. Nobody is from anywhere today. Here we go. St. Augustine, Florida. Florida's been in the news a lot lately. Alabama. There's a soundbite I could put in the OBS. Alabama. It's from Forrest Gump. You probably wouldn't figure that out on your own. South Africa. Hometown of Elon. Home country, I guess. Princeton, Texas.
I pulled him out of a place on Midgard called Texas.
Kentucky, Italy. Congratulations, Italy. You guys just won yourself the first female president or prime minister, whatever you guys have over there in Italy. I don't know. I'm not cultured. Indiana, what's going on? Austin McMurtray, Master Chief. Howdy, neighbor. More Kentucky. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Cedar Rapids, Wales, the UK again. England. Rochester, New York, America. A lot of Americans in the chat, of course.
What, is this a communist country or something? I thought this is America.
Poland, Earth, England again, Poland again. Canada, we got a Canada.
Welcome to French Canada.
And of course, I'm also joined by my co-host, Luma Wipe. We got Pepe Pipiopi. That's his full name, Pipiopi. We also call him Pepe, Pepe Le Pew, Peeps, Creeper Peeper. He's got a lot of nicknames. Also, Wilson, you see on the right-hand side of your screen. And of course, let me get him. Jeb. Go get him, Jeb.
They took our jibs.
They took your job. They took your job. Took your job.
Took your derb, took my derb. All right, let's go big screen. Since we're getting close to the 10-minute warning. We got a super chat. Thank you so much for the TBNTX. Something Texas. We'll just assume you're from Texas. Let's go, Kev. Saying hi from Topeka, Kansas. I should probably read the super chat before I just assume shit. I'm still a jumper. Awesome, bro. Keep on jumping. Man, Deutschland. We got a lot of foreigners in the chat. Appreciate it. Sweden. Good stuff. Well, thanks for tuning in with me. Of course, we're here for the Crew-5 launch. What you see on screen here are our 4 astronauts. Well, kind of. We also have a cosmonaut, technically. We'll talk about her here in a second. They are about to cruise up to the International Space Station. And they'll do a bunch of experiments and shit, some of which is going to be for Artemis. So you go to spacex.com/lunches. Don't go to lunches, go to launches. And you can kind of figure out you can click on their profile and learn more about them. We got Nicole, who is the commander of this mission. Also Josh, he's the pilot, both Americans. We have Kochi, forgive the pronunciation. I am a Midwestern American, uncultured, like I said before. He's from Japan. That's how you pronounce Japan. It's Japan. And last but not least, Anna, who is the latest arrival to the team. She is from Russia. Dirty Russian. Yes. Russia. Roscosmos. So this is SpaceX's or Dragon's first Russian cosmonaut passenger. Please clap. Yeah. All right, back to the mission.
All the way to the tip of Newfoundland in the northern Atlantic.
See what they're
You'll
talking
also
about.
hear a spot that is to be avoided, and you might hear Shannon or forward to Shannon, and that actually refers to Shannon, Ireland, meaning they would target off the east coast of Ireland if they were later in that second stage and did need to abort for some reason. So the next major...
They're just talking about contingency plans. That's lovely. Man, Florida looks beautiful. The weather really turned there, didn't it? You can see Starship's east coast launch and catching an integration tower right back behind Dragon there. She's fully stacked, but they still have to do a lot more work to her, like adding all the arms and all the gadgets and gizmos, all that fancy technical bullshit. Okay, Eric Beavers, thank you so much, Admiral, for that super duper chat. Love you long time. See a little vintage, little smokage there. Nice. She's about to become an angry, fiery dragon. There we go. Nice panoramic there for all of us. We're starting to lay out the rest of the foundation, the groundwork and stuff. Sweet. Pretty stoked, bro. Elon said we should start seeing Starship boosters on the East Coast as soon as the second quarter of next year. Hey, what's going on, Josh Ishii? Thank you for that dollar tip. A Brandon Fiver for Starbase. Awesome. Thank you so much. Look at that rocket smoking. I forgot to check which flight for this, what flight number this is for the booster. It looks pretty brand spanking new, I gotta say. But that also might just be because that cryopropellant that locks really freezes up that outer hull and turns it very white. The second stage up here, though, is very brand spanking new. The Dragon, this is the second mission for the Dragon capsule. Its first mission was for Crew-5. First flight? Okay, I got the chat telling me it's first flight. Makes sense, because usually SpaceX in their SpaceX.com/lunches, they tell you what previous flights the booster has flown on, but they didn't list it this time, and I just forgot to check into it. So there you go. It's the maiden voyage for this booster. Yeah, Anna was taking a little snooze earlier if you were watching the stream before we started. She just kind of passed out. They had to wake up early. It's forgivable. I've been waking up early lately these past few days. I don't know why, but it's bullshit. I'm more of a night bloomer. It's just some fancy term I made up. I'm a night hawk. Who else we got in the locals chat? You guys are funny. Do they fly Crew on reused boosters yet? They absolutely do. They've done it multiple times. I don't know off the top of my head what the record is for the most reused flights that they've used for a crewed mission. Just guessing, I think it's like maybe 2 or 3. I don't think it's 4. I really don't. Some other nerds in the chat can inform us all. They should know. Somebody knows. Oh, we got a long super chat. Let me read it and make sure we're good to go on this one. Mike Hipperson, thank you so much for the support. Hi, Kevin. I'm from Bury, UK. Seeing as the ride to the ISS will take about 29 hours, which other crew will ask, are we there yet first? Is this a maiden flight for any of the crew? Whoever is the rookie will ask, all right? And if Anna asks, it will be in Russian. That way, nobody will be able to understand her, and she'll just cause confusion. Hi, Mom. Munching on Willow. Don't make me jealous. I'm planning on going to visit Salina, which is my hometown, this weekend, just for the Willow. Not to visit family so much. I just need that Willow. You guys don't know what Willow is, so I'll just stop talking about it. But it's the best restaurant in the world, and it's not a chain, which makes it even better. Great burgers. Quit teasing, Mom. Thank you, though. All right, coming up on T-minus 3.5 minutes. Don't get scared, but get excited. Man, I'm loving this shot, man. We got an awesome view of all the work they're doing back there at Pad 39A. Whatever you want to call that starbase or that starship section. We'll call it Starbase Dose. So the reason that you see all that ventage and smokage coming off the rocket. It's because it's supposed to do that. It's good for the rocket. Smoking's good for rockets, but drugs are bad. Drugs are bad, and smoking's bad for you, as they load the cryopropellant onto the rocket, it starts to warm up because they're no longer refrigerating it, fancy term. And as it warms up, it starts to boil and vent that gas. So they got to let that gas out of the rocket tanks, the fuel tanks, the LOX tanks, or it will pop them. And then we would see some shoots, brah. So quick, close the valves. Chris, thank you for that tip. Has the cosmonaut flown to space before this? Wondering if he'll enjoy his boomstick ride. That's a good question. Fun fact though, he is a she. I don't know its pronouns, but he's a she. She is a she. All right. Her name is Anna. But let's go ahead and really quick before we launch this beast, let's go click on one of their profiles and just learn something. So this is Anna, the Russian cosmonaut. It brings us to a Russian website. Sweet. Have fun reading it. Oh, they translate it for us. Thank you, Google. I don't. Oh, since March 22, has been training as part of flight engineer. She took part of a serious international isolation experiment. She done simulations, preparations for space flight. I don't think so. This might be her first flight. It's just from a quick read through. So if you want to learn more, again, go to spacex.com/launches, click on their profile, and you'll learn more. Okay. Man, it's going to be a busy week for live streams. We have this mission today. Later today, we have the Starlink mission that was scrubbed from a couple days ago, or a while ago because of the hurricane. And then tomorrow we have another Falcon launch. It's not Starlink and it's not crewed. I don't remember what exactly it is. It's for a customer, a commercial customer. So it's going to be quite busy, but we'll be here for all of them. We'll do tomorrow's on Rumble, so make sure you subscribe to our channel on Rumble, link in the description. Okay, we got to support those free speech websites. And speaking of free speech websites, have you heard Elon is going to it's not completely, the deal isn't closed yet, but it's out there. He's going to finalize his purchase of Twitter, and it sounds like he's going to turn it into x.com and make it an all-inclusive social media site. So win one for the good guys. Let's turn the volume up and enjoy the show. Get excited, peeps.
They took our jibs! They took your jibs!
SpaceX reports go. Crew reports go. 30 seconds until liftoff.
This is the slowest I've ever eaten a banana. Usually I can do it all in one go and deep throat it. I got talents, yo.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Engines full power. And liftoff.
Traditional headbang. Get it. Lick them clouds, bitch. She needs to calm down. She's screaming. Check out the birds.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We're now at T plus 35 seconds into the 5th rotational crew mission on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Coming up in just a few seconds, we'll hear the call out for stage 1 throttle down.
Stage 1 throttle down.
Falcon 9 engines throttling down to help pass through the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
This period is known as max Q, and once the vehicle... There we just heard that the vehicle is now traveling faster than the speed of sound. Once through max Q, we'll throttle those Merlin engines back up.
Max Q. Stage 1 throttle up. Stage 1 throttle.
Stage 1 Bravo.
Copy 1 Bravo.
That call out for 1 Bravo means we're in the second and final abort mode for the first stage, continuing to get good performance. The crew is already pulling over 2 Gs. And next up is going to be a couple of events in rapid succession. First will be engine chill on the second stage and back engine.
Started.
And there you heard that call out. And then we'll have MECO, or main engine cutoff, where the 9 engines igniting will cut off in preparation for second stage separation. Then we'll see the single Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage ignite and continue to carry the Crew-5 astronauts to orbit.
Just like we did on first stage, that MVAC chill is intended to help pre-chill the hardware prior to the full flow of that densified liquid oxygen.
Stage 1 throttle down.
All right, I'm gonna turn them down just ever so slightly. The reason you see that plume widen is because the atmosphere is thinning, so those exhaust molecules have more room to spread out. The pressure is no longer pushing them together, holding them together, making that lightsaber view. From that new booster, Eric Beavers, dang, new boosters are so sexy. Keep it in the pants. Keep your rocket in your pants, brah. Appreciate you, Eric. We have stage set. Ignite that second stage Merlin vacuum engine on the right-hand side, and they've done it. There goes that stability ring. I don't know the technical name for it. Left-hand side is a GoPro, so to speak, looking down the first stage booster from the inner stage where the second stage engine used to reside. They just expanded those giant waffle makers, those fly swatters made of titanium, the grid fins. Man, that Florida coast is looking colorful. It's almost like the Aurora Lights, bro. The Northern Lights, only it's the ocean. Got them greens.
On our drone ship, which today we are using just read the instructions.
All right, I'm gonna turn them all the way down there using just read the instructions drone ship. Hopefully we get to maintain good camera view, camera feed of the booster landing. Check out the contrails. That's not a cloud, those are contrails. That's the booster's contrails, bro. Sweet view. All right, you see those poofers on the left-hand side of your screen? There's a poof. Point them out. Call them out. Call out the poofers. We got floating debris. There's a poofer. I saw it. You saw it. We all saw the poofs. So that's the cold nitrogen thrusters, the ACS or RCS system that help push the rocket, kind of orient it in the right direction. And once the rocket, the first stage, enters the atmosphere for its landing, the denser parts, it can use those grid fins right here, and there's 2 more that you can't see out of camera, and that will help steer the rocket through the atmosphere to the awaiting drone ship. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side of your screen, we have the second stage Merlin vacuum engine pushing the astronauts into orbit. That'll take a few more minutes. Let's turn the volume back up. Ooh, I just like breathed in very deeply and I cracked my back. Hands up in the chat if you have that talent. If you don't be jail, brah. All the way up.
Good confirmation there that we have good trajectory.
The second stage now traveling over 5,400 miles per hour.
Yeah, no crew shots. What's up with that? It's some bullshit,
Crew
bro.
is pulling a little more than 1 G right now. That's going to continue to ramp up, peaking just before we get to second stage cutoff here in just a few minutes from now.
I paid my taxes. I deserve some crew shots. I want to see their faces with the G's.
First stage will be performing
they're coming out of the womb.
A re-entry burn where we reignite 3 of the Merlin M1D engines on the first stage. We ignite the center engine into radial engines to help slow it down as it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. And then the second final burn, and that will be the landing burn on our drone ship.
And the single MVAC engine that you see.
Trajectory nominal.
Ian says, not that specific one, but I can easily pull a back muscle just putting on a sock. That's talent. Man, I can't wait to get a little bit older and I can have that issue to deal with.
This single engine can produce over 220,000 pounds of thrust in the vacuum of space. Now over 200 kilometers in altitude.
Jathan missed it. How did you miss it? You can't miss it. You can hit the rewind button.
Continues to make its way back to Earth, and the second stage continues its burn. Just a couple minutes left in that burn.
Boosters
For
arching
those
it.
of you just joining us, just over 6.5
Getting way
minutes
downrange.
ago, our 4 Crew-5 astronauts launched from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and they are now making their way into orbit on the second stage inside Crew Dragon, which we're hearing now.
Muting again, and the reason I don't use the M key is because I click off on OBS and stuff, and it just messes everything up. So we're about to see the first of 2 more burns for the first stage. We'll have a few of those Merlin sea level engines light up for the re-entry burn, which slows the booster down, so when it slams back into the atmosphere, it doesn't go kaput, to use a non-English word. That's German. Fun fact for the day. And then it'll do its second engine burn, just a single Merlin sea level engine in the center of those 9 first stage engines during its landing burn to land it on which drone ship did they say? Just read the instructions. So here's the first burn. And this is why these new boosters get all dirty and sooty. They become dirty girls. Let's turn it up. You can't hear the burn, but you can see the burn.
In the final different abort phases here shortly, which essentially correspond to areas along the very northeastern seaboard of the U.S.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Great success with that entry burn.
That entry burn was shut down.
Work, you poofers. Let's arch it.
All the way across the Atlantic off the coast of Scotland for those abort zones.
You locals boys are hilarious.
Everything continues to look nominal for both the first and second stages.
They should make putting on your socks an Olympic sport.
And the crew with the second stage still attached is now traveling over 13,000 miles per hour.
Come on, right through a cloud. Let's lick one of those clouds. Come on. Right through it. I think we're going to miss it. Get out of here, you damn fly.
Shannon, that call out for Shannon, Ireland, indicative of our final abort zone.
Oh, we might hit it.
After this, we'll see second stage
to the left.
And
to
we'll
the
be
left.
listening for confirmation of a good orbit, which tells us the crew.
Come on, poofers, push it to the left.
Where they need to be.
We're going to miss the cloud, bro.
And there we had
come on, grid fins.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Has shut down
No.
simultaneously.
This is my hell.
SpaceX nominal orbit insertion.
And you heard that call for a good insertion.
Here we go.
will coast
Here we
for a few
go.
minutes.
Here we go.
There we can see the drone ship coming into view as Falcon 9 attempts.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Oh, yeah.
You can see those landing
To the
legs are now
right.
deployed.
To the right. We'll take it. Please clap.
And as you can see on your screen, and you can hear by the clapping and cheering behind me, Falcon 9 has landed on our drone ship. Just read the instructions. Parked off the coast of Florida.
And again, that second stage separation will be coming up just a couple of minutes now. We do coast for a few minutes after second engine cutoff to allow any rates or motion to dampen out and settle.
All right, so
It looks like
the second stage with the crew capsule attached is just kind of coasting. There you see its engine is all shut down. They're, as she was saying, letting the whole mechanism, the whole machine just kind of settle a little bit before they'd actually jettison that craft and put it on its coast to the International Space Station. Peeps is totally stoked about it. Doggo cam. See, you just can't contain his excitement. Dime Z Recon B4 finally caught a live one. Hello from the ice skating infantry in Alaska. This is for the Cybertruck Tesla Beer Fund. Oh man, thank you so much. Still got my Cybertruck reservation. Elon just twatted the other day that apparently Cybertruck can swim, so that's cool. If you can't swim, you don't need to learn anymore. Just buy a Cybertruck and you're good to go. He wants to swim it across the inlet, the like canal port of Brownsville, because it's a short, you know, it's a shortcut to South Padre Island. So that'd be sweet. Just waiting on this coast. Thank you so much, Dime Z Recon, for your service on the ice skating rink. Appreciate you. Watch out for bears and mooses. Meese for plural. Just waiting on this jettison, man. Come on. Do it, show it, or it didn't happen.
We will be able to open the nose cone and expose that forward hatch. which is what is utilized to dock autonomously with the International Space Station.
So this cam right here is
And
at
that
the
nose
very
cone
top of the
does stay
second stage,
closed
looking
for
at
flight
up the
uphill to
skirt of the
help
trunk of
protect
the
all of the guidance, navigation,
Dragon
and
capsule.
control sensors. We are standing by for second stage separation.
And then shortly after stage sep, they'll open up the nose cone, which will expose the docking ring, so they can actually dock to the space station when they get there in about a day.
Dragon separation confirmed.
Bye. Bon voyage. Enjoy your trip. Hope you packed your nuts.
Dragon capsule is in.
The Earth is looking very glowy.
Launch director on Dragon. On behalf of the entire launch and recovery team, it was an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this mission with you. And while October 3rd may belong to the Mean Girls, October 5th will forever belong to Crew-5. Godspeed, Endurance. Cheers.
I didn't see what the 0G indicator is. Have they shown that yet?
Awesome. Thank you so much to the Falcon team. Woo! That was a smooth ride uphill. You got 3 rookies that are pretty happy to be floating in space right
3
now.
rookies.
And what
So all of them but the
better
commander, all of them
astronaut
but
is pretty
Nicole are
happy to be
rooks,
back
man.
as well. Let's see what you got to say, Coochie.
So they're all going to be asking, are we there yet?
You know, it was a smooth ride, and I see all the 3 happy faces here.
All right, look for the 0G indicator.
And I appreciate all the help to give us the smooth ride and training. And thank you so much.
Show it, you commies.
非常にスムーズな打ち上げでした。打ち上げご支援していただいた皆さん、応援に駆けつけてくださった皆さん、ありがとうございました。この調子でチームワークを持って頑張ります。
Is it all rookies except for Japan? All right, thanks for the correction. You mean their commander is a new... Actually, yeah, I do remember that now. It's been a while since I actually read that. Yeah, she is.
And JAXA and SpaceX exactly for giving us that opportunity.
There it is. What is it?
To do it together. And,
What is that thing? Is that Einstein? I can tell by the haircut it's Einstein.
NASA, JAXA и, естественно, SpaceX за предоставленную нам возможность. Мы рады всем экипажам делать то, что мы сейчас делаем. И большое спасибо всем людям, кто сейчас с нами.
Yep, that's Einstein. They brought up a physicist, just in case.
Some really nice words there from the Crew-5 crew, as well as...
And Dragon, Falcon 9C, thanks for the words. Had a great ride. Have a good mission. We'll see you later.
A wonderful Mean Girls reference there by Launch Director Mark Soltis, and then we just heard from Chief Engineer Dan Alex.
I was wondering what that reference was for. Mean Girls?
Just heard our first Quindar tone.
When you was talking about October 3rd.
Humidifier activation and service section Draco checkouts. Expected loss of signal.
What was the date for Sputnik? When was October Sky? Wasn't that like October 3rd or 4th, wasn't it?
And Kate,
what day did
look
Sputnik
like we were
go
getting
up?
our first
Let me check.
views of that microgravity indicator.
I did see that as well.
October 4th. Hey, look at me.
And we're getting views
Getting my
now
date right.
of the crew on orbit, 3 of them for the first time ever. We saw some cheers, some high fives. Looks like they're feeling great.
So they're all rooks except for the Japanese astronaut.
Hopefully we can see that 0G indicator float back into view and hopefully get a better shot of it. I couldn't quite tell what it was, although it kind of looked like it may have been an Einstein doll.
Yep.
But that's just kind of what it looked like from the backside.
I got 20/20 vision. I can see that's Einstein.
So the next milestone that we're looking ahead towards is the nose cone opening.
If you've just joined us, we had a successful liftoff exactly 16 minutes ago of the Crew-5 mission. They had an on-time liftoff from Kennedy Space Center at noon Eastern Time. They had a smooth ride up to orbit. The first stage landed successfully on our drone ship. Just read the instructions, and everything has been looking good so far. We are hoping to get another view on board
Kate?
Dragon.
Kate looks different.
Once we're able
She do something to her
get
hair?
that camera back, but so far,
Or is that not
everything
Kate at
leading
all?
up to this point in time, we got a shot there of the MVAC engine, which is no longer firing. It is coasting with that it's attached to the second stage, which has been separated from Dragon. Yeah, so everything was super smooth this morning, starting all the way back. I think we got here around T-4 hours, and super.
Yeah, I could hear Anna saying what she was saying. Obviously, it was in Russian, so I couldn't really understand it. Apparently, someone's saying in the chat that they cut her off, like the last 20 seconds off of what she was saying. I don't know, that'd be hilarious though if she was like spewing out some Russian propaganda. I would laugh my ass off. I really would. Yeah, I saw Jesse earlier. This looks like Kate, but at the same time, it doesn't look like Kate. I think she needs to prove who she is before we can just assume things. I think it's her hair. I don't know. We're waiting for the forward, or I guess the only cap, the hatch, to open up, that nose cone to open up on the Dragon capsule so they can expose the docking rings. I doubt they'll show it, but who knows? I think they showed the last time they had a Dragon mission.
Onboard cabin views back to you of the Crew-5 crew. We always like to see what the zero-G gravity indicator is. As you saw earlier in the webcast, Bob actually brought the zero-G indicator that he and Doug used on the Demo 2 mission, a lovely sequin dinosaur, which I also have one at my desk. Not the Bob obviously has the one that went to space. Mine is a replica, but we love seeing these zero-G indicators. It's a really nice way to connect those of us on ground with the folks up in space. So as I said before, we are anticipating nose cone deployment shortly. I'm going to do a quick check-in, and there we can see now the nose cone. The hooks have been released, and we see that nose cone moving with a pretty up-close shot.
Focus the GoPro, bro. They should have like a selfie stick super glued to the outside of the capsule so we can actually see a good view of the nose cone cap opening.
Acquisition of signal line.
As we've
This is why I'm not an
mentioned,
engineer.
This does uncover a number of critical systems for the flight up to the space station that will be required for docking. There are 6 hooks that hold the nose cone in place during the launch and ascent portions. Those have begun to retract, and the nose cone is beginning to swing open. The nose cone is about 2/3 of the way open at this time, so we do expect it to be fully open here shortly.
Shortly after nose cone deployment, the crew will be able to get their visors open, and they'll be given the okay to get out of their suits, and that will allow them to settle in for their ride to the International Space Station.
It is about a 29-hour journey for the crew from launch to docking to the space station, but as you said, they'll be able to get out of their suits, get comfortable, get some rest, and just enjoy being in the microgravity environment of space. Again, we have 3 first-time flyers and 1 veteran on today's flight, but I'm sure it was an exciting moment. No matter how many times you've been to space, I can't imagine that it ever gets old.
All right, we're gonna cut them off there. Back to me. Yeah, so from what I've heard from people who have flown on previous spacecraft like Soyuz or the shuttle, they've all said that Dragon is a different kind of beast. It's a pretty smooth ride, as I think her name's Nicole, the commander, was saying once they got into orbit. So if you want to keep updated on what Crew-5 is up to, SpaceX and NASA will both be posting like update live streams and videos of that mission. We will be doing Starlink. They have a launch from Vandenberg this evening at 4:10 p.m. Pacific time is liftoff. We'll go live at 4 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 7 p.m. Eastern. So stick around on YouTube for that. The link is already live. I didn't post it. Maybe I'll post it in the chat after I get off here. I don't know. But just look for it. And then tomorrow on Rumble, as long as the next Falcon mission stays a go, we will stream that one live on Rumble. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me on this beautiful Ohio Wednesday afternoon. Get through that hump day. I love hump day. Lawyer wife, not so much, because I just hump everything. It's hump day. Right, peeps? Get excited, peeps. Say goodbye, peeps. And say goodbye, Wilson and Jeb. You guys have a phenomenal work week. Until later today, Godspeed. Commence outro.